So again, welcome to all. It is my extreme honor to come on the program at this point. What we began to call familiarly the State of the Cooperative Address by Daniel Pitti quickly became a tradition at our annual meetings over the years. And because Daniel is unable to be with us today, it is, again, my extreme honor to give this report on his behalf. So let's get started on the state of the cooperative. So a bit of housekeeping, if you will, before we get started on the real content, some meeting information and requests that we start with when we get going. We would like you to keep yourself muted, please, unless time presents itself when you would need or would like to speak. I'll go ahead and I'm turning to look to see that both of my dogs are sufficiently supplied with giant dog treats to keep them quiet. But you never know when things might get crazy if someone rings the doorbell. We're going to ask you to put questions in chat. We will be taking a record of this, of course, at the end of each session, each day. We'll be saving the chat. We will have breaks. I think I say this later on. We're going to take some breaks for questions and answers, and we will try to get as many of the questions covered during our question and answer breaks as we can. If not, we'll have a record of them. If you're already on the Zoom conference already, we're asking folks to please identify themselves clearly. And a reminder, and I think you got that reminder when you logged on to the session, that we are recording all portions of the meeting. These recordings will be edited and made available through the SNAC portal website in the coming weeks. We've also shared in the chat, or at least someone will now, Sarah or Dina, share an attendance list. This is a Google Sheet where we would like you to record your name, your organization or place if you are not immediately affiliated with an institution or organization, your email address, whether or not you would like to join the SNAC Cooperative listserv. If you're already part of that listserv, you do not have to put anything there, just leave that cell blank. And then there's a section for comments, I believe. I got that started earlier today by adding my name and other information as an example. We're also going to be sharing a document for note keeping. So please, let's do some informal collaboration behind the scenes. That link will be shared for the Google Doc. And so we appreciate everyone taking notes. And I would say if you would have questions that you feel would be better addressed there, you can add them there as well. And we'll avoid, we will pay attention to those later. Again, as I said earlier, we are going to have some time set aside throughout the presentations and our schedule for questions and answers. We're going to take basic breaks, personal breaks, of course, during both days of the session, so everyone can be comfortable. Finally, there's going to be a meeting survey form. That's probably going to be shared in the chat either later on today or or at the end of tomorrow's session, and we'll ask you please to complete that survey to give us feedback on how better to present these meetings in the future. Now, more welcoming, a very special welcome to all of our cooperative partners who are joining us today, and a special welcome to our new institutional partners, Iowa State University, the Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, the Archivo Rubén Darío Ordenamiento y Centralizado at the Universidad Nacional de Tres Febrero in Argentina, and the Brown University Library. And a special welcome to anyone or any group joining us for the first time to learn more about SNAC. We're glad that you're here. With these new members I've just mentioned above, our official member count, as I've counted it, brings our institutional membership to 62 institutions. But that represents, or that includes, I guess, over 400 trained editing partners in SNAC. That's a number we're very proud of. As we've done in the past, we start with a little bit of a review, so that folks who are joining us for the first time have a better idea of what we're talking about once they start to hear all of the reports from the working groups and other special presentations. You'll have something to go on. So we start with, who is SNAC? SNAC is a community of cultural heritage professionals sharing the work of describing persons, organizations, and families that created or are documented in historical records linked to descriptions of records. And it's also all interrelated in a vast and growing social document network. What is SNAC? A powerful historical research resource. It's one that provides union access to dispersed historical resources, and one that provides access to the social networks within which people, organizations, and families exist or existed.
Jerry, we're not seeing slides, if you mean.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Thanks to Marisa Burgoyne. Can you see that? Is that visible now? I'm sorry.
Not yet on mine.
Hold on. I need to find my, hold on. Is the, give me just a minute, folks. I'm sorry about that.
Also, we're having weird, I'm not sure why there's a permissions issue on the sign-in sheet and the notes. So I don't know what Google Drive is playing at, but I'm trying to fix that. So hang in. Okay, Jared, it looks like we can see your
Success.
Sorry about that confusion. I was just moving right along. I'll go back and recap. There's the information we would like to share with you for the meeting mechanics, the welcome to new partners and folks who are joining us for the very first time. And then, who is SNAC and what is SNAC, with some very fresh SNAC records shared, completed, and published just in the last couple of days for this presentation. I'm sorry, that's one of my dogs who is okay. Okay. The SNAC administration. As it stands now, the administration of SNAC is made up of our director, who is currently Daniel Pitti of the University of Virginia Library until about October 2022. Our director-to-be, Susan Pazinski of Harvard-Houghton, currently of Harvard-Houghton Library, has been a longtime partner in SNAC and a longtime former chair of the editorial standards policy working group for SNAC, has accepted the new directorship, and she will be starting her work in the fall. The operations manager and the National Archives Liaison is me, Jerry Simmons, and then the National Archives Liaison, Dina Herbert. The last component of the administration team is the technology lead, which, as John mentioned earlier, is currently vacant. And I can't say enough, Joseph, if you're listening, wherever you are, it's your new job. The amazing work that Joseph Glass did in technical development for SNAC over the past several years has just been amazing. And, you know, the virtual round of applause for Joseph Glass. I'm happy to know that a familiar face and name, Jason Jordan, will be joining us to help us bridge this transition for SNAC. And I'm looking forward to working with him in the near future. We also have additional administrative support provided by the University of Virginia Library, as you can imagine, and additional technological infrastructure of support from the Institute for Advanced Technology in the Humanities at the University of Virginia. SNAC's governance is as follows. The governing body is the Operations Committee. The Operations Committee meets once a month to share information and report outs from a number of agents in SNAC, including the SNAC director, the operations manager, and the technical lead. Additionally, on the Operations Committee is the chairs of the now 5 working groups. That's Bets Coop, soon to become the Editorial Policy Standards Chair, Sarah Wells for Communications, University of Virginia, Alex Dury at the New York Public Library is the chair of our Technology and Infrastructure Working Group. Marisa Burgoyne, head of reference at the Archives of American Art, chairs our Reference and Research Working Group. And I am the lead, along with support from Dina Herbert as the liaison. We sort of co-lead the SNAC school team. We do have a new working group coming on very soon. By the time we have this meeting next year, you'll be hearing from the working group for Indigenous description in SNAC. And that's something that we're very excited about, looking forward to in the future. You will be hearing more about that later in this, in tomorrow's session. And so I'm not going to steal any thunder from that. Again, some background information and a quick timeline for those of you who have just become familiar with SNAC. 2010 through 2015 represented a time of serious research and development. That work was done with support from the National Endowment for the Humanities and the Mellon Foundation. And then, as there is overlap, I'll note, from 2011 to 2015, we did a tremendous amount of cooperative planning. This phase of the development for SNAC was done with grants from the IMLS and the Mellon Foundation. We stood up the cooperative officially in 2015, and through 2020, it became a more developed and functioning cooperative, bringing in active working groups and other leadership roles. Again, this phase of the development was supported by the Mellon Foundation. Final steps to self-sustaining SNAC really started in 2020, and they have followed through until the very present. It became a fully formed administration and governance for the cooperative, and all of this again was done with a generous grant from the Mellon Foundation. And then, as John mentioned earlier, in the future, as of December 2022, SNAC will pull away from its support from other foundations and sources like Mellon and IMLS, and it will become a fee-based membership. This is something that we will initiate gradually during the new year 2023, and John has provided a document of a proposal with me that I will share at the end of the presentation. We have it in our in the shared Google Drives for SNAC cooperative members, and we'll be able to share that outwardly as well. And I only had got a hold of that document earlier today, and I'm going to ask perhaps Dina to help me get that moved to the membership section of the SNAC portal, and we'll share a link for that when the time comes. Some current numbers, we always share where we are numbers-wise. As of reporting on Wednesday, June 1st of this year, there were 3,539,267 individual CPF, or corporate body, person, and family authority records in SNAC. There were 2,107,977 resource descriptions, or descriptions of finding aids and catalog records in SNAC. In May of 2022, SNAC recorded 150,200 623 users and referred over 4,485 visitors to SNAC to holding institution sites. In our ongoing theme to promote ethical and balanced and representative description, there are two very important areas of SNAC work that are happening at all times, and you're going to learn a good deal about them in our day 2 of presentations. The first is the description of the enslaved and related entities under the guidance of Bernita Reed at this point with the enslaved description group. There is a new model for enslaved description that this group under Daniel, Pitti's, and Bernita's leadership has been developed over the past several months. It's been a very exciting experience. I personally was witness to this amazing development over the months, and I'm very excited that Bernita, along with Dean Rayberger, will be sharing a special presentation about this effort in tomorrow's session. And then again, our ongoing continuing efforts of ethical and respectful tradition description, as we want to be always moving forward in this very important area of archives and library work. Additionally, as I mentioned briefly earlier, the description of Indigenous persons and related entities. There's a new working group forming. Diana Marsh of the University of Maryland iSchool will chair this working group, and giving a lot of the opportunity for folks to join in where you have an interest for this kind of work. There was back in October 2021, the Indigenous SNAC Editathon, a highly successful event that we were all very excited and proud to be a part of. And you'll learn more about that tomorrow when Diana and her colleagues from the University of Maryland give their presentation. Again, continuing our efforts of ethical and respectful description whenever possible. And also coming up tomorrow, another theme where SNAC is being implemented in information science curriculum. There are 2 major graduate programs which now feature SNAC. One at the University of Maryland's iSchool, which I just mentioned, under the leadership of Professor Diana Marsh, and also in the School of Library and Information Science at Simmons University under the leadership of Professor Kathy Wisser. Both Kathy and Diana will give presentations during the SNAC annual meeting, and I can't wait to see them. I've been witness to the development of both of these projects over the past year, and I'm very excited to, that they will both be sharing this with a larger group. Technical developments, and what can be said more than thanks to Joseph Glass for his amazing work and support. As John mentioned, Joseph has departed SNAC for another job, and but he leaves behind him a legacy of some really amazing developments for the technical infrastructure of SNAC. You'll hear about later on in today's session and in part of tomorrow's sessions more information about our ongoing projects with Open Refine, Archive Space, a huge effort for controlled concept vocabularies management, which I was excited to be a part of the sort of trial run for in the past months. That's a new way for us to control and, excuse me, add to and edit our topical subjects, occupation, and activities headings that we use when describing SNAC entities. There's also a big effort for geographic place name cleanup, and then a new relations vocabulary that should say based, not based on, based on the ICA and RIC relations standards. So stay tuned for the presentation by Alexander Dury tomorrow afternoon, who will be reporting out for Joseph Glass on the technical developments. So in our ongoing tradition of sharing SNAC's vision, expanding our mission, and evolving the way that we do the best kind of description that we possibly can for all groups, We welcome anyone, new members as institutions, or even individuals who want to be volunteer SNAC editors and contributors. We do allow for folks to join independently without any kind of institution affiliation. And you can learn more about that by looking at the SNAC portal. It has information about how to become a member. And becoming a member is easy, and learning to be an editor, I think, is rather easy. I'll speak for the SNAC School team as its leader. SNAC School is a very exciting experience, and it's free. It happens regularly throughout the calendar year, and you can contact Dina Herbert if you have interest in joining SNAC School for training. You can also join one of the SNAC working groups. Coming up just after a short break, after my presentation, we're going to hear reports from all of the working group chairs, and that's going to give you a very good idea of where you might find your interests and place for your special talents in the SNAC Cooperative. We always welcome any member or someone who's new to SNAC to share ideas for innovation descriptions. And we want to know more about your local projects. Please do share. We're very interested to know how you think SNAC could fit into your work.